Hi everyone, welcome to the step-by-step instructional video on how to prove the following. That the angle opposite the longer of the two sides is greater than the angle opposite the shorter side in a triangle. Okay, let's get straight into it. So, let's just have a look at this diagram for a second, okay? Before I do anything else or go any further, let's have a look at the diagram. All that we're trying to prove here is something super logical and something that you would intuitively know by looking at a triangle anyway, which is that the angle which is opposite the longer side in triangle, okay, I think you will all agree that this side is the longest side of this triangle. And what we're proving is that the angle opposite this side is going to be bigger than an angle opposite a shorter side of the triangle. This side is obviously shorter than this side is a shorter side. And this is the angle opposite the shorter side. Now we can very clearly see that this green angle is smaller than the orange one, just by looking at it, okay? We can already see the green angle smaller than the shorter one. And the reason it's smaller is because it's opposite the shorter side of the triangle. You know, the shorter the angle, sorry, I couldn't fill the camera, the shorter the angle, the smaller the angle, the shorter the side, the bigger the angle, the bigger the space in between my two hands here, the bigger the side, right? So something that's very intuitive, quite logical, something you probably, without having to be told, would naturally know. But we can never take things just on faith and maths, okay? We always have to go through a stringent proof to convince ourselves it's true. So let's do that now. Okay, so the first part of our proof, we're going to be writing down our given part. Again, this proof is going to have the structure given to prove, construction, proof. If you're unclear about why or what any of that means, check out this video. Okay, so what we're given is a triangle ABC, where we have that AC, the side AC, is greater than the side AB, okay? That's what we have so far. And what we're trying to prove is, we're trying to prove that the angle ABC, the angle opposite the longer side, is greater than the angle opposite the shorter side, which is angle ACB. Okay. Now for the construction part of this proof, I'm going to write out what you need to write out in your exam, and then I'm going to show you quickly how to finish off our diagram essentially with the construction part. So mark point D on AC. Okay, mark point D on the line, the side AC, such that AD is equal to AB. Okay, now join BD and mark in angles 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, let's go through this. So we said to mark point D, so pick a point, we're going to call it D, and we want to mark it on this line AC such that AD would be equal to AB. Now I have prepared this already, so I'm just going to join this line across from B. Join this line across from B to AC. Now this is now my point D. Let's do a different color. This is now my point D. And I've done this in such a way that AD is equal to AB. And we want to mark that into our diagram. And the way we can do that is we can do two lines here. And if we mark this side with 2 lines, it means that these are equal. These 2 lengths are equal to each other. Okay, so the construction said mark a point D so that AD is equal to AB and then join B and D, okay, which is what we've done here. And the last thing it says is just to write in or mark in angles 1, 2, 3, and 4. And this is just going to be the following. This is angle 1. We're going to call this angle 2. We're going to call this one angle 4. And we're going to call this one angle 3. Okay, and our diagram is finished now. We're ready to do our proof. Okay. So let me actually just take this guy down. Lovely. bring it down here. Okay, let's start our proof. Okay. First thing is that I can say is that angle 1 is equal to angle 2. Okay, and I can say that because this forms an isosceles triangle. It forms a triangle where two sides are the same, and the two angles, the base of the two sides are the same in an isosceles triangle are equal to each other. Okay, so my reasoning that I get for this is that this is an isosceles triangle. Lovely, there's my first point. Now the next thing that I can read off this diagram, okay, and stay with me, is that angle 2 is greater than angle 3. Now let's examine why this is for a little minute. So let's just pull out our little situation that we have here, okay? We have, you know, BD here. This is BD. We have something like this. Excuse my rough drawing. This is angle 2. This is angle 3. And here we have angle 4. Okay. If I'm going to mark this other angle just as orange, okay? This last angle in this little triangle down here. Now what I can straight away say is, well, angle 2 must be equal to 180 minus orange. Okay, angle 2 must be equal to 180 minus orange. And the reason for that is because any angle on if you draw a straight line and you connect one point to the other, that angle is 180 degrees, okay? But we also have that all angles in a triangle add up to 180 degrees. So if I'm doing 180 minus orange, then this must equal to angle 4 plus angle 3, because angle 3 plus angle 4 plus orange is equal to 180. Okay, so now we have that angle 2 is equal to angle 4 plus angle 3. Well, then therefore angle 2 must be greater than angle 4, and it must also be greater than angle 3, because it's equal to the sum of them. So straight away then I can say, okay, cool, well then angle 2 is greater than angle 3. Now you don't need to draw this diagram in your exam, okay? What we can do is we can say this is due to the rule that an exterior angle is greater than an interior angle, okay? What I've just described to you is this rule that an exterior angle here, which is an angle that's sitting outside of a triangle, is greater than either one of the two inside, okay? So then I can give my reasoning again in green as usual, which is that exterior angle is greater than an interior angle. Okay, so therefore angle 1 must also be greater than angle 3. Why? Because we just said that angle 1 was equal to angle 2. So if angle 2 is greater than angle 3, angle 1 is also greater than angle 3. Therefore, well, that means angle 1 plus angle 4 is definitely greater than angle 3. Okay, if we have that angle 1 is greater than angle 3 and we add more to it, we add another angle to it, then that's obviously also going to be greater than angle 3, right? And guys, believe it or not, that's it actually proved. Because what were you trying to prove? You were trying to prove that this angle, this whole angle here, which was opposite the bigger side, the longer side of the triangle, was bigger than this angle here, opposite the smaller side of the triangle. And we've just said that 1 plus 4 is greater than 3. So we've actually finished the proof, guys. We've got one more line, which is that therefore angle ABC is greater than angle ACB. Okay, angle ABC is greater than ACB, and you are done.